So guys, we've got Fastlane coming up there this weekend, and I thought I'd put together a tiny little preview and predictions video for you guys. It's the first one I've done. My predictions are probably going to be trash, and I'm probably going to get them all wrong. But who cares? You know, it's all in the name of fun. I've got a trusty notepad with me today for this one, just what I'm talking about. So the card as we know it, I can't imagine there being any changes, but the card as we know it, we've got Swan and Tozawa versus Kendrick and Dar on the kickoff show. We have Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax, Enzo and Cass challenging for the tag team titles against the club. Neville defending the Cruiserweight Championship against Jack Gallagher. Sami Zayn versus Samoa Joe. Charlotte versus Bayley for the Women's Championship. Roman Reigns versus Strowman. And of course, Kevin Owens defending his Universal title against Goldberg. Now, this pay-per-view, I'll give it to him. It's probably going to be easy to impress me because I'm not thinking it's going to be that great. So yeah, the pay-per-view itself, there are some any other pay-per-view almost. These matches look like they stand out. If a year ago someone told you that, or 2 years ago, someone told you in 2 years' time you'd get Kevin Owens versus Goldberg for a title, you'd be like, shit, WWE are really pulling out the bag. Zayn versus Joe has bags of potential, probably going to steal the show. Charlotte versus Bayley, a lot of people aren't looking forward to this because it's so obvious that, essentially, it should be so obvious that Charlotte's going to win. But yeah, without the obviousness, that match should be a good match. Reigns versus Strowman has been built, although Raw has been poor, that match has probably been built the best on Raw, especially in the past few weeks. So I'm looking at that match a little bit and seeing how that kind of plays out. Banks versus Jax, not for me. No point. Neville versus Gallagher should be a good cruiserweight match, or should be an average cruiserweight match on what we're used to. Yeah, we'll see. Let's get into the match by match preview and predictions. So I'm going to try and assume what kind of order they're going to be put together in for you guys. First, we've got the kickoff show. So we've got Swan and Tozawa versus Kendrick and Dar. This will be nothing special. Straight up title match, no twists, no turns. It's a kickoff show match. I expect the faces in Swan and Tozawa to pick up the win as it's on the kickoff. That would affect things the least, which Raw seem to enjoy doing. So yeah, for that match, a decent match. Swan and Tozawa probably picking up the win on the kickoff show. So first match, I'm going to go out on a whim and say they might open the show with Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. There's nothing per se on the line. So it's not like a title match that you put first, but it's a big match. It's kind of obviously two big guys going at each other. It's been built really well, and it'd be a good way to kick off the show. And I really think they missed an opportunity if they don't open it with Reigns versus Strowman. The match itself has potential to be incredibly entertaining, to be honest. It's been built really well the past few weeks. Strowman has shown bags of potential and bags of improvement. The running dropkick keeps doing, the kip up that he did on Raw a few weeks back against Big Show. And we know, contrary to popular belief, as hated as he is, Roman Reigns can put on a good match. He had some phenomenal matches, pardon the pun, last year with AJ Styles. So this match could be great. As far as the end is concerned, I'm in the Undertaker camp. I really do think Undertaker will return at Fastlane and claim Reigns' soul, so to speak, and probably cost him the match. Costing him the match isn't something I'd enjoy, because I don't particularly like seeing like cop out, so to speak, whether there's interference or messy endings. But I think that's what will happen in this case, personally. Next up, let's throw some titles in there, and we have the club defending against Enzo and Cass. If you've watched my Raw review, you know how I feel about this match. Not good at all. Hate that the club are looking weak constantly. Don't think Enzo and Cass deserve this shot. They deserved it back when they were good and they were kind of bringing the house down every time they came out to the arena. They're not anymore. And it's kind of just a match that doesn't feel warranted. Just not a title defense that feels warranted. And if the past few weeks need to go by, the club are doomed. So I'm not looking forward to it. However, I do think, I'm going to say I think that the club will pick up the win. I don't think Raw will give the titles to Enzo and Cass at this stage. And if they do, it wouldn't make any sense to me. It really wouldn't. A lot of people have wanted them to have the titles for a long time, and this just doesn't feel right. There hasn't been a huge build for this feud. and it just wouldn't feel right to hand Enzo and Cass the titles right now, and to take them off the club would be brutal. So I personally think the club are walking out still Raw Tag Team Champions. Next up, we'll go for the match that I personally think will absolutely steal the show and bring the house down. Sami Zayn versus Samoa Joe. Now, I'm praying to God this is just a straightforward match. There's no Triple H interference. There's no any interference whatsoever. And this match just goes for maybe 20 or 25 minutes. These guys put on a spectacle. My prediction, Samoa Joe picks up the win. I can't see Sami Zayn Samoa Joe's looked like a beast recently, and I can't see him stopping that anytime soon with the whole Seth Rollins angle going on and him being Triple H's muscle at the minute. Sami Zayn has had enough losses for another loss, as sad as it is, to not affect him that much. So my prediction is a solid 20-25 minute match, tears down the house, Samoa Joe picking up a win, but nothing in the way of disrespect for Sami Zayn, because he's going to put on a hellacious match. Next up, we'll go for Charlotte versus Bayley for the Women's Championship, the Raw Women's Championship, obviously. Now, there's not much to say about this other than the fact that Charlotte's going to win. Moving on. No. Let's talk about the match. The match is going to be a good match. These two can put on a good match. The Royal Rumble one was a little cut short, if you ask me. It ended a little bit quickly. There wasn't much build in the match. Although you saw bags of potential in that match with the character building they did. I want to see more of that in Fastlane. I want to see more of that character build. I want, again, a straightforward match. I don't want any Dana. Don't want interruptions by Jax or Banks. My heart tells me that there is going to be an interruption, which is going to give Charlotte the win without letting Bayley drop the title. But my head says it's WWE, and Charlotte's just going to win the title. So my prediction is a good match, no interference. Charlotte walks out Women's Champion. Let's get out of the way really quickly because I don't care about it. Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. It will be a poor match. Nia Jax will win. Moving on. Not sure why I left it second to last, but oh well. Neville versus Gallagher for the Cruiserweight Championship. Now, like I say, I love the wrestlers in the Cruiserweight division. I think it'll be a good match. I love watching these guys, although I'm not really into the storylines per se. I still love watching them perform. It'll be a good match, athletic match, interesting match. The characters they have are interesting. They work well with each other, and the characters work well against each other. Neville's going to pick up the win, surely. I cannot see Gallagher losing this match. Gallagher winning the Cruiserweight Championship at this point. He has the potential to win it in the future, I think. I think a lot of people don't appreciate Gallagher for the talent that he is, and he will win in the future, but not quite now. I think we're building towards an inevitable Neville versus Austin Aries feud, which will be fantastic. So Neville picks up the win for me on Fastlane. Finally, the main event. Kevin Owens defends the Universal Championship against Goldberg. Now this match, god damn it, this match. There are so many possibilities of what could happen here. So many different interruptions, so many different outcomes. So many different ways the match could play out itself, and I don't like any of them, to be honest. I don't think the match will go very long. It may be like a 7-8 minute match. I'm praying they don't just make it a squash match. I'm praying Goldberg doesn't just destroy Owens because he does not deserve that. And I'm hoping they've not built Owens as a new ruthless beast to then get squashed by Goldberg to make Goldberg look strong, because that would tell me that they're putting more faith in Goldberg versus Lesnar at WrestleMania than they are in any Owens match against Chris Jericho at WrestleMania, which I don't like the thought of, especially since Brock and Goldberg are part-timers. I don't mind them being on the card at WrestleMania as far as part-timers go. I don't mind the match being on the card, but to build it as the biggest match is a mistake. So I'm hoping it's not a squash match, but I can't see it being any other thing because Goldberg squashed Brock Lesnar, he squashed the Beast, and then eliminated from the Royal Rumble. If Kevin Owens lasts even 8 minutes against Goldberg, it's not going to make any sense. Coming off the back of him squashing Brock. So I'm stuck with this match. I don't think the match will be very entertaining, so to speak, other than the nostalgia of again seeing Goldberg, which is going to get old very quickly. My prediction, the one that I've thought for a while, is that Lesnar's going to come down and cost Kevin Owens the match. the promo that Lesnar and Heyman cut the other week on Raw insinuated that while they've got Goldberg in their sights, they also have the title in their sights. I think it would be an interesting angle for Lesnar to go down to the ring, cost Kevin Owens the match, so that Goldberg wins and therefore has to put the title on the line against Lesnar at WrestleMania. I know Lesnar's not that smart, but Paul Heyman is. So that's my official prediction. Lesnar comes down to the ring, costs Owens the match, and hands the title to Goldberg, so he has to defend it against Lesnar at WrestleMania. I don't want to see Goldberg holding that title, but I feel like it's something we can't avoid, and it is going to happen, unfortunately. So guys, that's my Fastlane preview and predictions. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave your thoughts in the comment section if you agree or disagree with anything. And other than that, check back next week for more On the Ropes.